Phones off with that.
Obviously, you're going to be recording whatever.
And we are, because we do
recording.
have.
Hi guys.
It's available on webinar, and then it'll also be available afterwards for you to go back and refresh and reuse. So, so it's nice that we do it on video, so those that can't make it, aren't around, they can tune in. But we always like having a couple people like right in front of us. We feel like we're talking to human beings.
Absolutely. So hello everybody. Glad you are here and watching. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us for this training. So you know we've got done with the contest, and by all accounts the contest was remarkably successful. 110 businesses competed and won their categories with over 2,000 votes. Almost 2,100 votes came in for people. And you know, it was 6 weeks of an exciting campaign, and so many of you participated and got to touch your existing customer database and ask for their votes, and in many cases received a lot of them. I want to encourage you to always Google yourself from time to time, and Google your business, and click on or add the word reviews, and watch as your listing on the Extreme Customer Service Directory organically climbs the SEO trail, if you will. And you'll see that Google is picking up Experience Pros and your listing specifically and adding all of those votes to its search engine results, which is really very exciting and good for you.
Okay, so woohoo, mini wave and celebration. We should have had confetti and balloons, and the contest was an incredible success.
Yeah.
When you think about 2,100 votes, 110 winners, it's an average of 20 online reviews for your business that came in. Now we had some overachievers, of course, printing done quickly, over 200 votes.
The connecting experts, 170 votes or something like that.
And knockout performance,
right.
Almost 100. So, so there was some really, there were some people that really took advantage of this and really participated and really played along, and were able to reconnect with their database. And the fabulous thing about somebody taking the time there, they saw they were competing in the contest. They decided to take time out of their day to go over to experiencepros.com, sign in, and say something nice. And the mindset of them thinking about, what am I going to say? What do I like about you? What do I want other people to see that I like about you? Now you're top of mind. Now they've got you in a frame of mind. They're spreading kindness. You've created word of mouth marketing right there, because they're talking about you. They're remarking about you, which is what we're looking for. So it was just huge success. You can go to your stats and see how many people, one, voted for you, and how many favorites you have. You get to see how many people searched for you, how many people went to your directory listing, how many people then went through to your website, and those numbers are impressive.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that happened, you know, some analytics and statistics that happened to the website during the contest. Eric's got how many visits came to the website, right?
Yeah, are you talking about to the individual persons?
No, not individuals. Overall, to experiencepros.com.
Oh gosh, I don't have that in front of me, but a lot.
Okay, so we track where the Experience Pros website ranks in the United States.
Yes.
So, you know, Google is Google's #1, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's like the top 5. Pinterest is up there of websites, and so they're ranked by the traffic and who's the #1 website, who's #2. And about a year ago, experiencepros.com was ranked about 500,000, about 500,000 in the United States. So a lot, you know, considering how many websites there are, for us to be ranked, to be in the top 500,000 of websites in the United States was pretty awesome. And so when the contest started, we were probably hovering around 400,000. We've come up a little bit, but we were ranked at about 400,000 when the contest started.
Right.
when the contest ended, and if you look today, the Experience Pros website is ranked number 225,466. So we're in the top 250,000.
Right, so we basically jumped to 250,000 spots in activity.
Which means lots of activity is coming. We've seen Google starting to pick up the reviews. When you do a search for a company, the Google reviews come up, or our Experience Pros reviews come up on a Google search. And considering really the review site and the contest, we're now less than 2 months in, and for Google to be picking it up, I mean, we're kind of starting to see a little bit of that traction coming on. To put that into perspective, there are some other directory sites in town, some very popular directory sites.
There's one guy that shoots trouble.
And so we watched ours kind of flip-flop. So he was at that 250,000 and we were at 500,000. And so we have flip-flopped with him. We are now more popular than that website.
What about that former Bronco?
Not even close.
Not even close. He's 500,000 behind.
So what we've discovered is they've got some good names, they've got some good PR, and on these directory listings, people are very familiar with them, but people aren't visiting the site. People aren't using the listing. People are using the Experience Pros directory and are visiting the site. And so Experience Pros is now the most popular, the most visited directory listing in Colorado.
Which is really good for you. Again, it sounds like we're being a little braggadocious, and it's not the case. It's good for you. The more activity that happens on our website, the more likely people are to connect with you and participate with you.
And that's the goal. We want to make you visible. We want to bring people, we are marketing to and promoting people to come to the listing, come to the website, and to see your listings.
Right.
And you know, and as a member of the directory, you get popular listings, you get featured listings. Who gets Fan Brag the most is all over that. And so we are doing all of these activities to promote you, to promote your business. And so it's working. I guess all of that to say is that it's working.
Somebody listening to the training right now says when you search customer service business directory, you're #1 on Google, period.
Right. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff we've been doing behind the scenes. Here's the thing is you've invested in the Experience Pros Network to say, make me popular, bring me, new eyes, make me visible, make sure people are aware of me. And so all of this is to say that it's working. Somebody posted on our Facebook group today, recently, saying, what would you pay to have 100,000 people hear your brand? You have it already with the Experience Pros Network. And so look at your statistics and see all that. So
can I do a quick demo on how to find those statistics for those, just as a way of
do you know how to find your statistics?
Reminding?
No?
All right. So I'll draw your attention to the screen share here, and I'm going to click on just a moment here. It's got to go to space, but as soon as we get that up, you log in to the Extreme Customer Service directory by way of going to experiencepros.com/directory. And when you get there, the page that you see looks like this, okay? And this right here will say login. And that's where you're going to click on that to enter your login information. It will bring up a screen that allows you your username and your password. If at any time, we say this every month, but it's so important, if at any time you forget your username or your password, there is a place that says send me a temporary password. You can click that right under the login. Send me a temporary password if all you've forgotten is your password. But at any time, if you have any trouble at all, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call 720-344-2446. I am happy to reset your password and tell you your username, reset your username and tell you your password. Actually, I can't tell you your password, but I can reset it and get you on. So here I've logged in as Dennis Giroux with Printing Done Quickly. And this is the screen. When you log in, this is the screen that you see. It has the menu of activity, the areas that you can go to here on the left side. The center section here is your account, your user profile. If you want to add a photo like Dennis has, you can do that here by clicking this edit button. And then the third section here is your listings and your fan brags. And really the one that we want to talk about here is your listings. And this button right there, click on the quick statistics button, gives you everything you need to know about your fan brag and what's going on there, or not your fan brag, but your listing. So in this case, unfortunately, the word impressions is the same on line 1 and line 2. The line 2 is the number of times people have searched for your listing and your name has come up. The number 1 impressions is the number of times people have actually opened your listing up to take a closer look at you. Now, look at Dennis's numbers. 696 times people search for something and Dennis has come up. And we don't know what they've searched for. They might be searching for printing. They might be searching for the word red. And maybe that's one of his keywords.
I was going to say, and the way that he has come up is because of his keywords.
Keywords are critical.
And so if you don't have your keywords in your, when you've added your listing, if you don't have keywords that have the word red and people are searching for red, it won't come up.
Correct.
The only thing that will come up is if you added the keywords for
And
those.
I'll show you quickly how to do that. The 743 is an amazing number of people who have opened up Dennis's profile. And here's the deal. You want your listing to be aesthetically pleasing. If you're going to have 743 people in the last 4 months open up your listing, you want it to look pleasing. Impressions of the last week, that's the number of times people have opened your listing in the last 7 days. That number constantly changes as the days change. Number of people have used the email function of our directory listing to get to Dennis twice. And then there are 17 people out of the 743 that have clicked through to printingdonequickly.com and used that button. So that's where you find your statistics. Here's how you manage your page. You click on the little manage button there, and when you do that, you're going to get to this page. Click on edit listing, and when you get to edit listing, here's where all the information is. And some of the words, by the way, Dennis probably should shorten this to about 5 words or less. That's our instruction to everybody. 5 words or less, because most of this is going to get cut off anyways in the search engine. But would benefit from some photos. I think photos would actually, photos and a little more informational telltale story will help drive more people to that website click. But there's the keywords right there. And that's where you want to put your keywords. And then when you get them all in, you want to copy them and put them in the meta keywords as well.
Because one is searched within the directory. So as people come to experiencepros.com and they're clicking in the directory, those keywords are used within the directory. The meta keywords are used within the intranet. So when people search for those words online, it picks up the Experience Pros directory listings. So you want to make sure you have both filled in today. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yep. So there you have it, folks. If you need more information about how to get in and do all that, just call me 720-344-2446. I'm happy to answer any question, and there is no such thing as a bad one.
Okay, so we're going to talk about what to do with all of this traffic and all of this momentum and excitement that has been created because of the contest. Here's the thing, whether you won your category or not, it's the same marketing campaign that we're going to use. Because you were either nominated for or you were the winner of. Either way, think about the Academy Awards and the Oscars and all that. They were nominated for Best Picture. They were nominated for Best Actress. You get to use the phrase nominated or winner of.
Correct.
In the campaign. And both excellent because you got fan brags, you participated, whether or not you won your category or not.
It's a credibility factor. You
can't say you won if you didn't win, but you can still take advantage.
You can say nominated, and that's still credible. I mean, not everybody was nominated.
Right.
So
and not everybody got fan brags.
So where are you going to put that?
Everywhere.
Right.
So here's the thing: if you use LinkedIn, make sure that you update your awards and nominees and the honors and awards section in your LinkedIn profile that your company was winner of or nominated for. You're going to get you've got a website badge that says you are a member of the Experience Pros directory, vetted and approved. We've created a website badge for those that have won their category. Is that correct?
It is. Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to, what do we do with that?
Well, the website badge is coming out next week
For the
winners.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this or not. We have a website badge for everybody. If you have become a member of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, I strongly encourage you to get the proud member officially vetted and approved of our directory badge. And that is available on our website. I'm looking for the actual link to that. I'll post the link in our Facebook group.
Okay, so you'll have the link so you can add the website badge onto your website page. So a lot of times you'll see people put, members of the BBB or members of this Chamber of Commerce or any of these other directory sites. You also get this proud member of the Experience Pros because you have been vetted, you have been approved, and you've gone through an approval process for that. So you can use that there, and you can even link it back to your directory listing so people can see that and see those reviews that you've got. And then we're also going to be ordering the website, or not website, but window planes that match it, so you guys can put those up either in your storefront or on your car. But links to your directory listing, anytime that you've got anything online talking about it, make sure that it links back to your directory listing where people can read the reviews about you and see what other customers and people are saying about you. But you really want to do a big promotion of that you were the winner of and nominated for. It's a great way, a fun and engaging way to reconnect with your clients. Keep them, it gives you a reason to reconnect with them, to reach out to them, versus do you want to buy from me?
Right.
It's a very fun and friendly way. So we want you to self-promote and do a marketing campaign for that. We'll talk about doing a victory celebration campaign in a second. But before all of that, you have a lot of traffic now coming to you. People seeing your brand, visiting your listing, hearing about you if they've never heard about you before just because they're on the website looking for somebody else. And you need to take advantage of that. The biggest piece, though, is we need to review our sales process.
Absolutely. Your sales process is so critical. And again, because so many people have been aware of you, now's your time to go through. Do you have an emotional call to action?
Here's the thing is do customers, when they hear about you, do they think, I gotta have that?
Right.
Or, I don't know what you're talking about. Or the thing is, if people are either not buying from you right now for one of two reasons. One, they don't ever buy that product or service. So they don't even know about it. They don't know that they need it. Or they're buying it from somebody else.
Right.
So you need to create this emotional. Is it fear? Is it happiness? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it anger? Whatever that emotion is, I've got to have that because that's going to change my life. That's going to help me do my business faster, cheaper, sexier, happier, whatever it is. What is that emotional call to action? It can't just be, I sell this widget. We can't just go around saying we sell radio advertising. Not interesting, not a, oh my gosh, I gotta have it kind of emotion. You've got to create the emotional call to action. Why should people buy from you? So what is that why? And is that one in your directory listing? But is that even taken further? Once they've clicked, gotten to your listing, they click over to your website. Once they get to your website, what does that look like? Is that consistent with what they just read over on your listing? Is it fascinating? Is it interesting? Is it easy to use?
You said the word consistent. Is it consistent with what they see with you out in public, maybe in a different venue than your normal work environment? Again, consistency is a key. So in the process of reviewing that sales process, and you've talked about, getting that emotional call to action, the next thing is, are you offering
extreme customer service from everything, your website, ease of use, answering the phone, the whole process. We sit down with people all the time and say, I'm doing all this marketing. I've got people coming, but they're not coming back. All right, there's something broken down within your sales process that either it's not easy to do business with you, or it's not fun, or it's not friendly. There's an element missing, because you can't have 500 people coming and looking for you and 500 people being turned off by you. It's bad numbers.
Yeah, it is bad numbers. This is a tough one if you peel back the layers just a little bit. We showed you how to find your statistics. We showed you that there are people coming to see you, and if at the end of a quarter or a season, whatever it is for you, you say, yeah, but nobody bought from me, so it's not working. It's not the fact that people aren't coming. It's something on the side of your sales process. So this is really where Angel and I want to inspire you to review your customer experience. When a customer and this sometimes it requires somebody to be honest with you and pull back those layers. Where somebody comes to you and what's the first step? From the moment they think of me, what's the deal? Is my phone number hard to remember, or can I make it easier? We have 855 Fan Brag for Fan Braggin Fridays, right? It's to make it easier for the customer to remember. Once they come in the door, are they greeted in such a way? If you come to our office and we're anticipating you, we have a sign that says, "Welcome, Dennis. We celebrate you." That's a sign that's important to the people who are walking in, and it's another layer of that customer experience.
Well, I think the thing is we don't want to just take for granted,
Right.
and be empathetic to the fact that there are a bunch of people recognizing, hearing about us, visiting, seeing my listing, and I'm not capturing them as a potential customer. And so we want to really, when we're looking at those numbers and we see really high numbers coming and seeing your listing and landing on your listing, it tells us there was something, they were intrigued by something. But then if you're not seeing that kind of number come through your sales numbers at the bottom line, there's a breakdown somewhere in there. We need to find it.
Find it, fix it.
And so that's the biggest piece. Review your sales process. Find where the breakdown is. Is it interesting? Do I have a clear call to action? Do I have great customer service? And then, of course, exceptional follow-up. You can follow up with everyone who fan bragged. Ideally, those fan brags came from customers, so you know them. You should recognize them. And so a handwritten thank you note, a fun little coupon or some little goodie to thank them, to get them into your sales process.
In the event that you don't know exactly who did the fan bragging for you and whatnot, we've been asked a couple of times, can we give out the email addresses of all the people who fan bragged for you? And
The answer is no.
no, we don't do that, but we don't do it to protect you, actually, and to honor the promise that we've made to all those people who came. We don't have a mailing list for them, and so we don't have that available. What you can do, though, is if you don't know who they are by their name and what they said, I encourage you to put out a sign or something in your place of business that says, "Thank you so much for fan bragging about us." It's a general sign for the general population. It's going to do two things. The first thing it's going to do is going to thank the person who actually did fan brag for you. But the second thing it's going to do is maybe start a conversation. What is this? How, I didn't realize I could. And now you get to tell the story of the Fan Braggin Contest and you put out there that you're grateful. And of course, gratitude is welcome always.
You create that credibility too,
Yep.
because your company participated in a statewide competition.
Right.
And so you're head and shoulders already above competition. People want to do business with thriving, successful companies. You're showing that you're a thriving, successful company. So let's talk about your sales process. What is that first step of getting people into your process? Not the marketing, not before they've heard of you, because we've already done all that.
Yep.
We've brought people to your sales process. They're looking at your listing. They're seeing what you're all about, their ability to go through to your website or call you. what's the first step? What is that first step? Is it a proposal? Do you need to meet them for coffee? Do they need to come into your store? A lot of times people say, if I can just get them in the door, I can turn them into a customer. If I could just get them to my website, I could turn them into a customer. What's that first step that you think if I could just, they would turn into a customer? We want to walk people through and make sure that we're getting them into that first step. We need to have those leading questions, those leading activities that bring them to it. Do they need to sample it? How do we get them to sample that? And what is that next step
We
for sampling it?
talk a lot about filtering, and we think that filtering is really the best way to put people in the proper box so you get the right people in the right seats on the bus, right? So by asking a filtering question or having a filtering process, you decide whether or not you're actually talking to somebody who's going to be that customer, or maybe they're a referral for somebody else that you know.
Or, even a not yet, and that's okay. You get to kind of nurture that, put them in a drip campaign or a follow-up process that you're nurturing that relationship. Not everybody who's looking is a customer today, but they are looking. They are interested at some level. Now we need to figure out what that level of interest is and take them through our sales process.
Did you know that the number one thing that can actually help you close more deals is also the number one thing that most people neglect?
Follow up.
Follow up.
You've met the people. You see they have fan bragged about you, or they're visiting your website, or they filled out your lead box on your website, or they've given you a card, or they've been to visit you, or they've done business with you before, but it has been a while. Creating a consistent follow-up system, keeping your brand in front of them all year long is key. And we talk about repeatedly 30 touches of follow-up all year long. This isn't your newsletter. This is actual reaching out and pinging and connecting with your database. If you do 6 or 7 touches per quarter, that gets you the 30 over the year. And the nice thing about a campaign is it gives you 13 weeks to have these 6 touches.
Right. And if you do that 4 times a year, you've literally developed something that is duplicatable, and you can lather, rinse, and repeat.
All right, so we're going to do a victory celebration campaign.
Even if you didn't win, it's victory because you nominated.
You were nominated. And so you want to celebrate this. You were nominated, or you won your category. So we want to see it all over social media. We want posters, flyers. Change your voicemail to say you've just reached, winner of best
Category.
Best category, what your category was. Make sure that your email signature is talking about the celebration and the victory that you saw. We received 86 fan brags. Read them here, and I'll link over to your directory listing. So you get to promote the heck out of this. It's turnkey. We gave you the thing. Now you get to go and promote it. You do emails, even whether you do a newsletter or even just sending emails out to your database. Let them know we're going to have that badge or that website thing.
Yep.
You can put the picture in there. You are doing business with the most popular or the winner of. It just gets people excited about, I chose the right person to do business with. And the whole idea of sociology, we want to be a part of something bigger than us. Bring your customers in. They're part of something really big with what just happened with you guys. So make sure you're doing an email announcement. You can take the top 20% of your clients and all of your prospects and call them on the phone.
Wait, what?
Call them on the phone, not to sell them, but just to catch up and let them know what's going on. Hey, we just won, and because we won, we've got this great special. If you come in, you sample, you try, you're doing something fun. You could throw a party for it,
Sure.
an open house, or all month long. If you respond to this email or this phone call or this thing, you get an extra tchotchke. Everybody walks in the door, gets a kiss from Aaron.
Whoa.
Probably not that, but. The thing is, you don't have to put a lot of money in it. It doesn't have to be something that you really invest in. It doesn't always have to be a discount or a coupon. But add value and give me a sense of urgency to come and check you out now. And so we're celebrating this victory now. this is our campaign. We're going to do it for 13 weeks. And, and again, what is that first step? Do they need to sample? Do they need to just come into your store? Do they need to call you, click on your website? What is that thing? And now create that with this sense of urgency.
Follow that up with follow that email up with a phone call. If you are hosting something, if you are creating a party or an event, invite them. Hey, we sent you this, we sent you that. Did you get it? And talk to them. I tell you, the 2 steps that we encourage you to pick up the phone and make those calls are so important.
But your voice,
yeah.
We combine email with phone call, and we get the whole idea of email campaigns and drip campaigns, and you can automatically set those up, and you can reach people, 1,000 people with the click of a button, and there's value in there. But the connection that you've got, human beings with voice, is far more valuable. The fact that you would take the time to call me, to reach out to me, to catch up with me, see where I'm at, resonates with people of having more value. They know it takes more time. They might not know it, oh wow, you've taken a lot of time out of your day to show value. They might not know it like that, but they know it internally, and it feeds their soul in a really cool way. If you're doing emails and you're sending in an email, we're having a big campaign, a big party next week to celebrate all the Fan Braggin Contest winners.
Right.
One on Tuesday, March 17th up in Monmouth, and one on Wednesday, March 18th at the Purple Ginger here in the Tech Center. We sent out an email and followed that up with a phone call a week later. Nobody reads the emails. Thank goodness they get the phone call, and I say it's there, and then they'll go back and find it. So when you do that email, if you do it, you've done the email announcement, now you've called them, you can say, I sent this to you. You can see it. You've got the link is already sitting in your inbox from last week. So in all of that, you've called them, you've connected with them, you've touched base with them. Hopefully you've connected with a few people. And you can ask these filtering questions.
Yep.
Ask these leading questions. What are you doing about this problem that I solved for? And listen to the answer. Many times, this is almost, it's uncanny. It's kind of freaky. But people will say, I'm so glad you called. I was thinking about you. You're top of mind. I keep hearing you.
Right.
I see you everywhere. I keep meaning to. But they're busy. And you're not top on their list of things to go and chase down. So the fact that you called and you've reached out to them, you're going to hear the response. I'm so glad you called. I've been meaning to contact you. I've been meaning to follow. I was just going to sign up with you. I was just going to go to your website today. And so it's confirmation for them that they're doing business with the right people. And so take them through the sales process. You've connected with them. You've celebrated with them. You've now listened to, again, what is that next step and that first step in the sales process? Take them through it. And then always thank them and follow that up with a
handwritten thank you note is, again, one of the best gestures of goodwill that you'll ever get. We love Faith Young. She sends handwritten thank you notes for just about everything. And I just, when I get something in the mail and it's got my name on it and I open it up and Faith's telling me how much she appreciates me, and it sends me to the top. And I keep them.
Well, we keep them.
Yeah.
We recognize Faith's handwriting. We don't even have to open up the card. We've got something from Faith. She's got beautiful handwriting. I can picture Faith sitting by her pool, maybe not this time of year, but I know she does a lot of her notes poolside.
Yeah.
But think about when it changes your attitude. It changes, so often we are, especially as business owners or even sales professionals, I need a sale. I need to make this deal. I need to close. I need to move inventory. I. And it can get to be rather deflating after a while. There's only so much you to go around. And only so much you to go. So you just take that energy and you put it on somebody else.
Yep.
Energy of gratitude, and I appreciate you, and I value you. When it comes time, if you stay top of mind and you've stayed in front of them, they might not need you now. And so we had an example. This was several years ago of an example. But it came up recently. Somebody asked us, how do I know of all these things? What should I be doing? Where should I really be putting my energy? Because there's 1,000 places we can be marketing, 1,000 things we can be doing. But I have a story of something that happened to me personally. I shop at Safeway. And I downloaded the Safeway app, and I was using the Safeway app pretty regularly because you get a special deal on certain things you buy if you download the app. And it comes off of your Safeway loyalty card at the cash register. So I am scrolling through what the deals were for the week on my Safeway app, and I'm seeing, whatever the deals are. And most of them are not things that I buy, but some of them are. So I see all the things on the app. Then I get to the grocery store, and they've got their circular, the newspaper circular. They've got the sign, it's on a framed thing when you get your shopping cart. You can see all the deals for the week. And they're pretty much the same deals that were in the app. Not all the same, but a couple of them. And one of them kind of jumped out at me. They were a box of cookies, something, I don't buy cookies, but the color of it or the something of it or the deal of it, it just caught my attention.
Wait a minute, did you say you don't buy cookies?
Don't buy cookies, because I eat cookies.
Throwing shade.
I have no willpower, so I don't even buy the cookies.
All right, okay.
I don't buy the cookies. Right.
But they jumped out at you because you'd seen them?
Well, now I've seen them twice.
Okay, it was in the app?
It was in the app, and now it's
in the circular.
In the circular. I see a picture of it.
All right. Nice.
Still not buying the cookies, but I'm all right. So I'm walking through the grocery store, and they're on the end cap.
Those same cookies?
Those same cookies are now on the end cap.
Clearly, it's a sign.
It's a sign. They weren't just on one end cap. They were on two end caps. So I skipped them over the first time. By the time I saw them now the fourth time, I am forced to buy the cookies.
You're
I'm forced to, but I have to, because they're everywhere, and they just keep jumping out at me, and I need to buy the cookies.
God wants you to have the cookies.
So which one worked? Was it the app? Was it the circular, the newspaper, the printout, flyer, poster that they had displayed?
Was it the television commercial that you forgot that you saw?
Probably didn't even remember I saw it. I probably did see it on the TV.
Was it end cap number 1, or was it end cap number 2, or is it strictly Angel buys cookies?
Here's what I took away from it, because I'm just fascinated by this kind of thing.
It's a great case study.
What is the behavior that we're looking for? They don't care
which one worked.
Which one worked. And as business owners, we want to be able to track that. I want to join the chain, and I want to be able to measure and track. I want to do an ad, and I want to be able to measure and track. I want to do this flyer, and I want to measure and track this one thing, because I want to see which one thing is the magic silver bullet.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week, and they asked the same thing. They said, I don't know which one of my things is working, so which one should I invest heavier in, and which one should I cut? And I said, whoa, time out. How's your business? Are you growing? And he says, oh, absolutely. And I said, don't change anything. Don't change at all.
That same person, I had somebody else come to me and said, I need that person's business, what they offer. And I see them, they see them everywhere. They hear them everywhere. And it's because there's an app, there's an advertisement, there's a flyer, there's a placement. They are visible.
You bet.
And in our heads, even if I wasn't really looking at it, I didn't even think I wanted it. You're everywhere. You're in front of me. Everywhere I go, I keep seeing about you. I'm going to get more information. I'm going to check it out. And if it all makes sense, even a little bit, for me to do business with you, I'm going to. So which one worked? None of them worked individually. Individually, wouldn't have worked. You could have put the app, I'd have been fine. I could have seen it on the end cap, I'd have been fine. Individually, it doesn't work. Marketing works in layers.
That's correct.
And you need to have multiple layers. Your business is growing and you've got multiple layers, keep it going.
Absolutely.
If your business is not, add more layers. Your flowers aren't growing, you don't starve them. You don't say, okay, well, I'm going to give them less water or less nutrients. More sunlight, more water, more nutrients. Your marketing, your business needs more sunlight, more water, more nutrients.
And we stand ready to help you with that. If you need creative ideas for marketing, that's what we're here for. If you need advertising to get your message out on a daily basis with a stronger call to action than the website is doing, we're here to help you with that. And we can do it economically, and we can help you develop your your marketing package. And if there's something that we can't do, we are surrounded by people who we make referrals every day, all the time, who can help you in what it is you're looking for. But nobody will have that conversation until you initiate it. So we invite you at this point to initiate that conversation with us. Let us know what your goals are, and let's work on those things together. We think that we've readily established that more is better than less, and two are greater than one. So let's put our brands together and let's see if we can do that. That's the cool thing about the Experience Pros Network. You're not even dealing with two, you're dealing with hundreds, because we all want to help each other, and we all want to help see small business grow. We recognize that Experience Pros, the small business, is the backbone to the American economy. And so let's work on it all together. All right, a couple of upcoming things that we need to mention, anything that's upcoming is in the calendar on meetup.com.
On meetup.com. Meetup.com is ranked number 140 websites
In the world.
In the United States.
Oh, in the United States.
Yes. So that's part of why we use it. It's a great marketing
bet.
tool. Your brand just being listed on our Meetup site is Google Food.
Yep.
And is searchable. So anytime you RSVP for an event and leave a comment, that all becomes Google Food, and again, makes you more visible. We're doing all this stuff to help you grow, but we want to make sure that it's actually being effective. We're bringing people to you. We want to make sure that you are growing your business. If there are any questions, this is question time. Dennis, do you have any questions?
I'd be pleased to find something that works. There's so many people out there that say, "Come follow me, this works, but it doesn't work.
Well, and I think one of the reasons that the Experience Pros Network works is because we are all, and I'm talking about you and the person sitting next to you and us, we're all committed to the same outcome.
Well, and we're business owners too.
You bet.
We're small business owners. So we get it, and we're walking that walk also.
It's important to remember that our brand promise to you is that we'll make you visible, right? Our goal, our job is to make you visible. We say it this way: we bring people to your sales process. It's your job to take them through.
Well, we're going to help you.
But we will help
Yeah,
you.
we don't want you just like
It's
wandering out there.
advantageous for you to make more money. It's advantageous for you to sell more solar wheels. It's advantageous for all of you. And for those of you who are watching this in the video, I encourage you, if you have questions, you can send them immediately or at any time to eric@experiencepros.com. Eric, E-R-I-C, @experiencepros.com. And I'll answer your questions. If it comes in the next couple of minutes, I'll answer them directly here on the video. And if it's something that comes in afterwards, I will answer it directly to you. We're really here to help, and we will help you. One of the best things that you can do for your business is to fan brag. And of course, we've talked about the contest. You know how to fan brag on the website. Make it a part of your everyday, or at the very least, your weekly business plan to develop your business by saying something nice about somebody else in business. And leave that as a legacy to you and your business. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And one of the best ways to get known, liked, and trusted is to say something nice about somebody else on the website. You can go 24/7, experiencepros.com/directory. And then, of course, on Fridays from 10 to noon here in Mountain Time Zone, we encourage you to call 855-FAN-BRAG and do it on the air with us. It's just a conversation with Angel Neal over the phone. But you can call either before or after and tell the person that you fan bragged about, I shared your message, your story over the radio. That's huge.
Well, the people that do fan brag are having banner years.
That's right.
We've seen record growth, and they fan brag every single week. Coincidence? Could be. But it's very strategic. If you've got somebody that you've been trying to get in front of, you've got a power partner, you've got even a customer, somebody you want to thank and highlight, you can fan brag about that person on the radio. How great is that for you to call them up and say, hey, I just mentioned you on the radio, and it's now out there for a permanent archive. They've been fan bragged about. They're really thinking about you in a positive way. And too often we are, what kind of sales call, we more follow up. How do I call somebody again I've already left them voice messages. I've already reconnected. They're not calling me back. How do I reconnect with them
Right.
again? Tell them you fan brag about them. They'll call you back. They'll reach
bet.
out to you and connect with you. And of course, then inviting them to something is pretty key. So as a winner and as a participant in the Fan Braggin Contest, you can invite people to the celebrations next week,
Absolutely.
one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday,
Check the meetup for that, meetup.com/experience pros.
and invite people to it. And whether or not they come is not the goal. You don't need to have 30, 40, 50 people come with you. That they've been invited and that they know what you're up to and that you've reconnected with them. It's a great way to just rekindle that conversation.
I want to screen share, if I'm able here, one more thing, and that is the badge that we mentioned for your website. If you have not yet added the badge to your website that says you're a member, let's take a look at what that looks like. This is bluezenith.com, Donna Galassi's website, and all the way at the bottom here, she has that badge, and it says, proud member, officially vetted and approved at experiencepros.com. And if you click on it, it takes you straight back to her listing on the Extreme Customer Service Directory. That badge looks like this up close. And this right here is the URL. I will post the URL both in our members Facebook group, and I'm also going to send this information and the exact link of code that you need to paste into your website in one of our emails. So I encourage you to open your email, because there's always some gem, some treasure, some training tip, some point that's going to help you in your business. Simply by opening those emails, you're going to find real value. So add the badge, whether you are a winner or not. That should be your permanent badge right there, and so that it looks like what Donna has there as her arena of memberships. And then if you are an award winner, if you won the Fan Bragging Contest, you will be mailed a link to the win. Actually, you're going to be mailed an individual personalized badge, because it will have your business name and your category that you won. And we encourage you to put that, in addition to this badge, on your website and link that back to your listing. Again, it creates such a cool backlink, if you will, with Google, and increases your organic SEO just by adding.
We're going to have certificates for all the winners at both events next week, and we'll bring our big step on repeat, so kind of doing like a red carpet with the pictures of everybody who comes with their certificates too. So lots of fun ways that we get to promote you, and if there's anything we're missing, please let us know, because we are really good at saying. Absolutely.
720-344-2446, the office number here at Experience Pros. I just felt my phone buzz. I want to check and see if I have a question. I do not, so we're going to go ahead and close this off. And thank you for tuning in. If you do have any questions at any time, use that number, 720-344-2446. Thank you so very much for joining us. Now get ready. Fan Bragging Friday is coming up right after.